Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of the masks project. Now with this, so far you guys have learned how to use the magnetic lasso tool to cut out different pieces of an object, also how to cut out an object and place it onto a different photo. So now that you have your mask hopefully on your face, and it should look like it actually fits on your face, so you shouldn't have something that looks way too big or way too small. So now that we have this on here, you'll see that my mask is called layer 1 right here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to be adding several different layers, because you're going to end up having to add 10 layers on top of this in addition to layer 1. So you'll actually have 11 mask layers on here. And we're going to be also practicing our filtering technique as well. So you have our layer 1 right here, which is going to be the original mask. I don't want you to mess with this. I want you to create another duplicate layer. So again, control right click. We're going to go ahead and call this the duplicate layer. We're going to call this maybe layer 2 for right now. I'm going to have you guys change this here in a little bit, but for right now, we're going to work on layer 2. So I am going to click on the little eye icon to hide layer 1 and make sure that I have layer 2 selected. And then I'm going to go up to filter, and under filter you'll see that I have a bunch of different options for what kind of filters I can apply to specifically that layer. So let's just say, for example, if I wanted to pixelate the layer, I can go to pixelate, and I don't know, we'll do a mosaic. You know what, I don't like that whole pixelating look, but if I go to, let's add texture. That's what I was looking for. Texture and mosaic tiles. So if I click on that, you'll see that it opens up a whole new filtering window where it gives me a bunch of different options, so I can actually go through here and look at the different types of filters, and I can also choose obviously what kind of texture I wanted. So maybe I wanted those mosaic tiles, and with each different type of filter that you apply, you'll see that you have a customization box that kind of opens up on the right hand side. So if I was to click on distort and I wanted to distort glass, I could make it a lot more glassy or make it really smooth or rough. I could choose obviously between frosted glass and canvas and blocks. So I have a whole bunch of different options right here. So let's just go ahead and say I'm going to choose this glass filter, and I've got it customized exactly how I want it. I'm going to click OK, and now you'll see that the mask has turned into that filtered version that I added on there. So now that we have that completed, we have that on our layer 2. What we're going to do is we're going to control right click and rename that layer as the filter. So this one I called it, what was it, glass? So I'm going to rename this as glass and click OK. And then I'm going to hide it and unhide my layer 1, which remember is my original. Now when I go to my layer 1, I'm going to control right click and click on duplicate layer. So I'm going to make another one of these, and now I'm going to name this as layer 2 and click OK. So again, I have layer 1, which is always my original, and then I have layer 2, and then I have my glass layer. I'm going to go ahead and hide layer 1 again, and layer 2, I'm going to go back up to filter and add a different filter. So let's just say maybe I really like that. Ooh, the sprayed, no, I don't really like that a whole lot. I'm going to go to distort, maybe do an ocean ripple. That kind of looks cool. I'm going to make this ripple size smaller, but the magnitude bigger. And so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I know what my filter was called. It was the ocean ripple. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to control right click and rename this layer as Ocean Ripple. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to unhide or show my layer 1, control right click, duplicate layer, and so on and so forth. You guys need to have your original layer 1, or if you want to call it the original, the OG, whatever, you can, and 10 filters. So 10, you're going to essentially have 11 mask layers here, and then you should have 2 of your profile pictures, your actual background and the background copy that you were working off of. You need to make sure you save this, and when you go up to File and Save, Save As, you can go ahead and save it as whatever. You can save it as masks. Make sure that you have that extension that's PSD, which means that it's going to be a Photoshop file. You're not turning this in on Google Classroom. You are not turning this in. I am going to check it on Monday when I come back. I'm going to come around and I'm going to visually check to make sure that you have all of the different layers, that you know how to rename the layers, and that you've completed all of the steps in these 2 tutorials. Okay? So, have a great time. Have lots of fun with this. Be school appropriate. And, oh my goodness, please be good for the sub. Yes, Trevor and Owen, I am speaking to you. And April. And Caleb. And pretty much everybody else. Be good for the sub. And I will see you guys next week.